Welcome everybody. It's been about 2 months since I make a video, so I thought I'd keep you guys up to date with the latest bits I've been working on. So I did post a few updates on Twitter, but I figured I'll make a video on this Sunday to actually showcase some of these bits in action for you guys. So mainly I'm working on enabling more components to be edited within the editor. So for example, lights. Now we've got the, let me just change the rendering options because this looks hideous. There we go. Lights will now have their light components. Lights actually are components now, as is the rest of the data. So I can change light components on the fly. But also I can do stuff like, for example, putting a trigger volume in here and send messages to a light to change the properties. So for example, I can say, right, light is entity number 1. So I want to send message number 1. And I can here change whatever light I want it to have. So I can say I want to have green diffuser lights and red specular lights and no ambient lights or anything like that, and create a message. So then we add a player to the mix. We generate the nav mesh. Oh, I'm not collision. Do we? Oh, we do. Okay, very good. And let's save it as my level. Why not? Here we go. Right. So light is as it was before, but if we move over to the trigger volume, we'll see the light properties change to some horrific color. And the same is true for all entities you can think of have been changed with this in mind. I've also added a new component called a counter component. So if we create a little entity here and we give it the count component. So a count component is a thing that will do something if you reach a certain threshold. So if I set to threshold number 2 and we add a message component, I can say, right, once this thing has set to count number 2, we will send a message. So let's send a message to the light again, which is number 1 I believe. And let's make it turn super bright. Everything up to white. Right. So then we can use different trigger volumes. Put like one in the corner here and one in the corner there. And make sure that we actually need to press a button to use it. Here we go. And let's add a little pyramid or something so we know where to go, where these things are. And a little sphere here. There we go. Okay, so now like where to go to change or trigger these volumes rather. Okay, that makes it a little bit tinier. There we go. That will do the trick. Right. So we say we want to send a message to this entity here, number 3. So we want to send a increased count message and increase the count by 1. Hope by just 1. Here we go. And we do the same thing here to send a message to component number, wrong one, number 3. There we go. So if we play this game now, so going over here again, we get this horrific light. But if we go here and interacts, and go here, interact, then nothing happens because I didn't actually make the message, though I set everything up, but didn't click this button. There we go. Let's try this again. Horrible. Press, and it's all good. So the reason why this triggered immediately is because we didn't deactivate this component. So the moment I press E, every frame it will trigger this this message. So I only have to press it once. So let's change that by make sure these volumes deactivate themselves. So I add an active component, make sure it's active to start with. And then I'll send a message to myself. So this is entity number 5 to make sure I deactivate myself after I've been after I interact with it. So again, do the same thing here. So we start active, but then this number 4. Send a message number 4 to deactivate itself. So if we do the same thing now, so let's go here, make it all horrible. Then press once, nothing happens, but you see the prompt disappeared, and press again, it will turn into like this bright white. So that is yeah, like a small section of things I've added, and a whole host of new messages you can send to develop levels. So with that in mind, let's have a little look at a level I prepared in advance, this one here. So, oops, trade the nav mesh, there it is. So here the goal is to collect 2 pickups that are at the very end of the level. So you'll see here I use these activatable components to send messages to other entities to make them do bits. So in this case, change the path node that these entities are linked to. It will be the same one, but the path node will have like rotation properties. And by interacting, we'll basically make it reapply the rotation. So there we go over here. So here we use the counter that I showed you guys before. So by pressing this button here, you see the claw retract at the end, but also a message is sent to increase a counter component. Because eventually we need to go here to interact with this a little bit to make the platform move over to us. But we're going to do that after the counter is set to 2, or in these terms, once the 2 claws have been retracted. And now we see you can interact over there. By doing so, we'll basically bring the platform towards us. So we can jump on top of it. Make sure I don't miss. And this will take us past the claws towards the end of the level. So if I stand on this platform, we'll go back and forth indefinitely. But if I jump on this bit here, you'll see another message or messages are sent to move the platform back to where it was and make the claws reattach to the platform. So here we find our first pickup, and that will trigger another message that will send this massive mesh with collision to the top, which allows us to pick up the last pickup, and now the game tells us we won. Hooray! So that's in a nutshell all the things I want to show you guys. So new level, whole host of new messages, and a whole lot more possibilities for me to make levels and work on this little platform game I'm now working on. So thank you for your attention, and see you guys next time.